McCartney, and this is my husband, Sean. Sorry. We are honored for this opportunity to tell our story and raise awareness for the disease that has invited itself into our lives. We were nearly 3 weeks out from our wedding day when we had an unexpected outing to the ER. Unfortunately, that visit led to an even more unexpected scam. Today, I stand here before you with an incurable, inoperable stage 4 cancer located in my liver and my lungs, Crohn's disease, and a growing baby in my belly. Our journey is about taking cancer and making lemonade, healing from the inside out, and always believing. We hope to leave you encouraged, uplifted, and informed. This is our storm turned into our story. For a few months, I have been having abdominal pain, but stubbornly avoided going to the doctors. However, one night, it was so severe, and I ended. After observation and reaching for an explanation for my pain, they scanned me and discovered my big mess. A few hours later, we were on our way to Philadelphia, and like it or not, our life with cancer had begun. After 5 days and 4 nights at Fox Chase Cancer Center, we were sent home to get married with a big fat question mark for what was in my liver and my lungs. The culprit for my abdominal pain, however, was Crohn's disease, which is a chronic inflammatory disease of the intestine. My pathology reports were sent out to several hospitals in hopes for a clear answer on just what was happening in my body. A few weeks and a wedding later, I was diagnosed with Epithelioid hemangioendothelioma, a rare sarcoma cancer. Epithelioid hemangioendothelioma goes by EHE for short. And just like its name, it's a complicated cancer. When it's identified, it can either be considered slow-moving or aggressive. A lot of people discover their EHE incidentally due to the beginning stage of asymptomatic. With either type, it can stay dormant or start to grow at any given time. Currently, there is no cure for EHE. When someone has the aggressive form, they can do treatment to stop it in its tracks, but again, it does not cure the cancer. A patient with slow-moving EHE, like myself, is usually suggested to watch and wait, which means no treatment at all, just scheduled scans to monitor the disease. If the lesions would start to grow or become aggressive, then other actions would be taken to treat them. Thankfully, there are trials and research currently ongoing that we strongly believe will be successful. 2 weeks ago was my second cancerversary. By definition, cancerversary is a milestone. It may be the last day of treatment or the day a loved one was diagnosed, which may sound like a damper, but it's a day of gratitude and celebration at our house. Last year, we went back to Mount Whitney Medical Center where my cancer was discovered and took lunch to several floors of the hospital to thank them for everything they did for us. This year, I treated myself to a donut and cried hysterically when my laptop deleted this speech. Maybe it was the hormones, or maybe it was the day, but either way, no matter what, every August 17th, my heart feels a little fuller thinking of how far we've come. In the midst of planning a wedding, you can easily get sucked into the materialistic details and stressful chaos. Sometimes so much so, you lose sight of the reasoning behind the wedding in the first place. We were there. For months, we have been working on building our own private outdoor wedding venue. It was getting down to the wire, and there was still so much to be done to complete our vision of the perfect day. One particular thing I started stressing over was patches of dirt that we hadn't had a chance to grow grass on. I remember sitting in a hospital room at Fox Chase and saying to my husband, "Can you believe I was worried about dirt yesterday? Dirt. And now I worried if I would even be making it down the aisle to Sean." Needless to say, I did, and the dirt made it there too. And it was the most beautiful dirt I've ever seen. And just like a wedding, life in general can make you lose sight of what really is important. I always say cancer made me and my husband better. For a moment, it felt like it shattered our lives into pieces, but in the end, it was really putting it back together. Our lifestyle was given a dramatic makeover. I went from a junk food junkie that never bought a vegetable in my life to an organic, all-natural, everything hippie practically overnight. Our bond for one another became even closer, our love grew even stronger, and our appreciation for one another reached a level it may never have seen if it weren't for the big C. And most importantly, we were drawn to the one thing our lives had been missing all along, our faith. Our relationship with God began to blossom. We finally had true peace in our hearts, and our marriage had the foundation it needed to be built on. We felt beyond blessed. We were taken under the wing of Dr. Tapp at Sloan Kettering Cancer Center in New York City. We had a continuous outpouring support from family and friends, and I was feeling great. However, one thing was weighing on our hearts. At every doctor's appointment, the only concern I had if I would ever be able to carry a child. And at every appointment, my oncologist encouraged us to take it one scan at a time. After a year of having good, stable scans and results, we got the green light to try for a baby. Last year, only a handful of women that we are aware of had EHE and were pregnant. In the universe of EHE, pregnancy can be a touchy subject. With such little data and research on EHE, it can leave people nervous to actually go through with having a little one. For the baby is not at risk. The issue would be if the pregnancy could push lesions to grow. With every bit of my being, I know God wouldn't have allowed me to get pregnant if I wasn't meant to bring life into this world. I know spiritually and physically I am in the best hands and have felt nothing but love and joy this far of being pregnant. Our little miracle, Gavin Dean, is due to join our family this Christmas Eve, and we are over the moon to meet him. Well over 1 million people in 2016 alone were diagnosed with cancer. Having been given this opportunity to speak in front of you all, I couldn't walk away without sharing what I truly think can make or break a diagnosis. If currently or in the future, you or a loved one is crossed by the disease or any other life-threatening diagnosis for that matter, I pray you remember these few points of advice. Always go for a second opinion. Never feel obligated to stay with your local hospital or the closest specialist for your diagnosis. There is somewhere out there that is top-notch for your circumstances, and that's where you need to go. Do your own research to figure out just where that may be and educate yourself on your disease. Medical professionals anywhere are going to do their best to take care of you, but only you can make sure you are getting treated by people with the experience and knowledge that is needed specifically for you. Find the doctor that is perfect fit for you. Consult with 20 of them, go to the ends of the earth, and screw the financial worry. In the end, it will get figured out. You'll never look back after saving your life or a loved one and regret that you gave it everything. And last, build your tribe. Surround yourself with positive people and informative outlets. This roller coaster ride will leave you needing all the love, support, and stress-relieving atmosphere you can get. I can't tell you there will be a day I live without cancer or ever get to technically call myself a cancer survivor. I can't tell you why cancer is on earth or why one person has to go through it and another does not. However, I can tell you this. You always have a choice to just live and love life, even after cancer tries to take it away. So when life hands you cancer or whatever your battle may be, choose to make lemonade. Thank you all so much. Have a great night.
Let's hear it again for Shawna. What a great speech.